Okay. Still waiting for anyone. Okay. Let me check on my. Where did my phone go? Oh yeah, it's over here. Hang on, if I'll check if I'm in reach here on my hee. So, oh, see if I'm heard. Okay. Oh my gosh. Turns on my left. The left side of my of my headphone is the foam one is trying to turn off now. I'm currently eating chips. Hang on. Phew. Three more minutes. This is getting interesting. Alright, it says 10 to 15 minutes. I think let's start right away. Okay, hang on. Oops. Okay. Let me check on my phone if my stream will be good. So far, so good. Okay. Check on my phone. My stream will be great. So far, so good. Alright. Turns out we're getting good. It's not for now. So no people. Well, you can rewatch this live. You can rewatch this stream if you want. It will be recorded. It won't go anywhere. If you want to know, especially if you're a new player. That is. But yeah. Tomorrow is going to be another Typhlosion stream. Looks like we've made it in 15-minute mile. I think it's time to start. There might be some chat will be joining in soon. Who knows? Okay, hello, good evening guys. This is Kieth Dragonflame, hello. And welcome to my Pokemon Masters EX special discussion live stream. For tonight's stream, I'm going to be discussing two Psychic type sync pairs that you'll be talking about today. The first one is the unit that you see on the screen right now. You see it on your screens. That we're going to be talking about, who does not have yet his rerun. Yep, it's Sygna Suit Steven. The last time from his banner when he was available during the half part of the Hoenn villain arc, aka the villain arc that burned me out because I was busy in preparing for the board exams. And after Sygna suit Steven, I'm going to be also talking about another psychic type sync pair that is also psychic type that is going to be available sooner or later. Yep, we already know who it is, Sygna suit Lusamine. So before, we're going to be talking about Sygna suit Steven. This will be a special discussion about him. Why? First of all, there's gonna be for present players and newer players alike. So if you are new to Pokemon Masters, maybe this is the special discussion just for you. If you're a new one who don't have Sygna suit Steven yet, well, this might be the perfect time. While we're still yet to wait for his confirmed rerun month, which is not yet confirmed. This is the special discussion just for you. Check it on the phone. Alright, so let's, without further ado, time to play the music and time to discuss. Alright, now let's start with our presentation. Yeah, I just made this PowerPoint presentation. Alright, if you want to know how Sygna suit Steven plays. Okay, just to let you know, Sygna suit Steven is Steven's variant, the psychic type variant, where he syncs pairs with the psychic type known as Deoxys. It's like a psychic type mythical Pokemon that is known for changing forms. Not during battle, unfortunately. In the main series game, at least. It has 4 forms, where we're gonna show it up. But we're gonna be talking about how you play Sygna suit Steven. Alright. First, one word is versatility. When we meant by versatility, he's a tech sync pair. You can use him whatever he wants. Why versatility? If you know about that word, it means you can use him anything, whatever you want, wherever you want. He's literally a very perfect sync pair. Unfortunately, he's just a regular limited 5-star unit. But I could say that he plays like a busted master sync pair, even without a master passive skill. Alright. Like I said, he's the role Swiss Army Knife in the game. Like I said, use whatever you want him. Use whatever you want. Here's your choice. And to show you, here are the available forms of Deoxys. If you've been playing Pokemon for years, you already know these are Deoxys' forms. Okay, in Pokemon Masters EX, you can choose 4 of the forms until the end of battle. You can only choose 1 form though. Unlike in the main series games, whereas before you could battle, you had to interact with an item or key item for us to choose which form that you're going to use. At least DeNA just made Deoxys to be a usable Pokemon. Alright. For veteran players and long-time players, I know you already see what this title is on the next slide. Reasons why you skip Signusuit Steven during his first banner. It was a very poor timing because we all know what is the number one reason why skipping Signusuit Steven during his first banner comes into play. Third anniversary. As in, anniversary units, they are really have OP moves, OP kits, and basically fun to play. You already know that anniversary units are notoriously a must-pull units. It sounds like it's very disrespectful for not pulling for them. Because I can blame you. You can't blame each other. Yeah, and the third anniversary, they have by far the best anniversary units introduced in Pokemon Masters. Ash, Signasuit Aura Cynthia, and Signasuit Thunderbolt Red. And they are amazing with their bunny moves. Yeah, they are definitely the number one reason why skipping Signasuit Steven's first banner. So, definitely could be, for anyone who don't have Signasuit Steven yet, wait for his rerun banner and it's going to be the time. Another reason? Okay. You be playing the Hoenn Villain arc. And you say, let's say, you want Signasuit Brandon and or Signasuit May at the same time. Unfortunately, you ran out of gems. Alright, if that is the scenario that happens to you, I'm so sorry. But if you ran out of gems, as in 36.6k, and don't have any chance for the anniversary units to scout for them, I feel sorry for you. At least you got either Signasuit May or Signasuit Brandon. Don't worry, you can redeem yourself for his next rerun banner. Alright. We're going to the next slide. His rerun banner is yet to be confirmed, but no specific version yet. Let's just say it could be next month or another month, or maybe worst things scenario, maybe. Not sure. Let's go to see what are the description here. Signasuit Steven's incoming rerun banner would be a benefit for new players, especially for players who skip him but want to get him. As in, who skip him but want to get him, it's because you ran out of gems. If Signasuit Brandon or Signasuit May was your priority. And yes, new players. If they have been introduced in Pokemon Masters EX and they don't know how to play, well, this would be a perfect secret for them. Especially, he has a really amazing kit. Alright. But remember, once his rerun banner has been running once again, remember there is a mechanic that has been introduced in Pokemon Masters EX. 5 out of 5 grid expansions. These are by far the most unfriendly, not F2P friendly QOL mechanics in Pokemon Masters. Why? 5 out of 5 expansion grids could give you benefits. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But however, for an F2P perspective, there are chances that you're only going to get 1 or 2 or 3 copies. You can't reach the 5 out of 5 grid or 4 out of 5. There are some units that are already just good in 2 or 4 out of 5, and there are some units who really needs 5 out of 5. Yeah. And yes, he might put Gen 1 Mewtwo to shame. Still, it's not very friendly. It's not F2P friendly. It's a big hassle. So be careful. Make sure you have gems, so maybe just stick to 1 copy, which I'm going to be talking about later on. Okay, and plus, make sure you have available 5-star tech candies, because these will definitely going to help you the favor for once you get 1 copy, you have to stop over there. You have to use those candies no matter what the cost, even though you would get run out. I'm sorry if I'm going to implement you for that, but this is definitely the only way. Who knows? Maybe because if you just wasted all your gems to Sygna Steven, and then there's another unit that that fancies your interest, that piques your interest, and then you won't be able to scout it, which is sad. Definitely a double-edged sword when it comes to scouts. Next, for sync move level, 3 out of 5 is a good stop. Yeah, this is definitely where Sygna Steven's fullest potential unlocks for now. 3 out of 5 is definitely the best stop. Unless if you want to reach him to 4 or 5 out of 5. If DeNA would decide to give him very powerful great skills, I might talk about a potential ideal conceptual grid skills for Sygna Steven if he gains a 5 out of 5 grid expansion. Okay. There's something I wanted to tell you about it. I originally wanted to skip Sygna Steven so bad. He's so broken, he's so OP, he's so fun to play, but I want to skip him so bad because 3rd anniversary is getting near. And I was busy. Unfortunately, here's something I want to tell you about it. I lied. I really lied. I really lied. I got him on his first banner's last day. On the last day of his first banner. I got him. But wait, there's more. Besides, I got him. On the 6th multiple. Crazy, am I right? Hang on. Let me check for some image if I have one. Let's see. Just hang on. Yeah, I just got him and boom. I tricked you. I hurt your feelings. I was so sus. I'm so sorry. Oh wait. Never mind, it's on the back. It's on a external drive. Sorry about that. Okay, while I'm eating chips. Yeah, I got him in the 6th multiple. During Pokemon Masters Day, trying on 5 pulls, 5 multiples, I don't got it. And when's the last day when I say if it's decided if I would have Sygna Steven or not? I got him on the 6th pull. But it's not just one copy. I got 2. I was so lucky. On the 6 multiple, I got 2 copies of him. He's the second sync pair that I've ever obtained of getting 2 multiple copies. The second unit that I got 2 copies on a multiple. The first one is Diantha and Gardevoir. Speaking of which, yeah, I was originally skipping him. Reverse psychology really works. It's basically a reverse psychology. And did you know there's another unit that I originally going to skip this year outside from Pokemon Masters EX? I originally skipping Sygna Steven, but got him on the 6 multiple on the last day. It was reverse psychology. Oh boy. And who's this another unit that is not from Pokemon Masters that I'm talking about? Let me show you the image. Just hang on. I'll show you who is that unit am I referring to. It's from Genshin Impact. Spoiler alert! This is true. Oh boy. Yes, for anyone who's playing Genshin Impact, that is the Dendro Archon Nahida, the most broken Dendro character in the game. Why I compare her with Sygna Steven is because both of them are so OP, so versatile, and so satisfied to use. Oh my gosh. Anywho, six multiple is enough, so I just gave him a 5-star tech candy whenever I got grinding for one. I used all that tech candies on Sygna Suit Karina on that time, so I was grinding for another 20 tech candy coins, and gave him automatically 1 tech candy to use his 3 out of 5 grid. It was so good. And I'm gonna tell you why it is. Alright. Sygna Suit Steven and Deoxys has focuses on their forms. The trainer moves, okay. If you know what our trainer moves are special status moves that is used by the trainer that can grant special effects like raising your stats, healing you, it grants an immunity, reduce your sync move countdown, or heck, even maybe allows you to might be potentially restore the MP of the moves. Some sort of like that. But Sygna Suit, Steven, and Deoxys has or had even maybe allowed 4 trainer moves. Excuse me. 4 trainer moves. These are Try This, Attack, Faster, and Defend. Alright. If you noticed before, they look at the description. Whenever you try to choose these moves, they focus on 4 of using Deoxys forms. So, how does this work? Okay, if you choose Try This, you will be remaining in normal form until the end of battle since it enters the battle on said form. But it will change the set of moves and set of passive skills. Sygna Suit Steven before form change are all trainer moves on their moveset. If you choose any of the trainer moves, which means that is the form of Deoxys that you're going to use. Okay, if you choose Try This, you will remain to use the normal form. And yes, it will change your set of moves and set of passive skills. When you choose Attack, Deoxys will change into its attack form until the end of battle. It's also going to change the set of moves and passive skills. If you choose Faster, it will change to its speed form until the end of battle. It's also going to set up moves and passive skills as well. And last, Defend, it will change to defense form until the end of the battle. It's also going to change the set of moves and passive skills. Broken record, but still effective. Anywho. So, they have their effects. What happens when you choose either of the forms? If you choose Try This to use normal form, the field of play will set up Psychic Terrain. Yes, it's going to set up Psychic Terrain, and Deoxys will gain an Omni Boost except attack stat, accuracy and evasiveness by 2 stat ranks. Yeah, only defense, special attack, special defense, and speed by 2 stat ranks. Basically, they said it's the balance form. Okay. Shout out to SPL Gum. According to him, it's the tech form, and we'll show you why it is. Now, let's go the effects of attack form. It raises the user's special attack stat by 6. And it raises the user's critical hit rate by 3. That sounds like Anniversary Lily's trainer move. Well, it's a good thing though, since there's one move that Deoxys mostly use. Excuse me. Next, faster. When you change to speed form, it reduces the user's move countdown by 2, and it raises the user's speed by 6 stat ranks, and raises the user's evasiveness by 3 stat ranks. When using faster using speed form, it will help to reduce the sync move countdown. This would be beneficial to sync pairs who would realize to use transformational sync moves, because after their sync move, they will change their passive skills and their stats, like Mega Evolution sync pairs, and of course, one of the 2 main Master Sync pair strikers that I might going to mention sooner. Next, and lastly, the effect of Defend when changed to defense form. This is a support move. It's going to raise the attack and special attack stat of all allied sync pairs by 4. And it's going to grant the Damage Guard Next effect to Deoxys. Typically screams defense. Okay. Here are the moves after choosing one chosen form by a trainer move. Here are the moves of Sygna, Steven, and Deoxys. Deoxys' signature move, Psycho Boost. It lowers the user's special attack stat by 2, just like in the main series games. Deoxys' special attack stat will be reduced by 2 after using Psycho Boost. But there's going to be a very surprising thing about this. And yes, Psycho Boost is usable in all forms. Normal form has it, attack form has it, speed form has it, and defense form has it. I mean, do you think it will be Deoxys without Psycho Boost in the game? Unless if you're playing the main series game, since Psycho Boost reduces the special attack stat by 2. This is Sygna, Steven, and Deoxys' bread and butter main move. Next, Zen Headbutt. It has a 20% chance to making the target flinch. It's also usable on all forms. Usage of this move is temporary, considering that it is weak compared to Psycho Boost. My gosh! You know, it's kinda unbelievable that Zen Headbutt in the main series games has an 80% and 80 base power move with a 90% accuracy, and it can potentially flinch the opponent. Usable also on Deoxys on those games. In Pokemon Masters EX, it's so weak! As in, super duper freaking weak! So weak that you need a passive skill that can enhance its damage. That's why the most used attack move of Sygna, Steven, and Deoxys is Psycho Boost. It's very sad about Zen Headbutt, the only physical attack move in Pokemon Masters. What they're gonna do if DeNA introduce a physical psychic type sync pair? The one with psychic shift? DeNA, I'm really upset. I'm so disappointed that Wally and Gallade are a fighting type sync pair. And Gallade's bread and butter is freaking Psycho Cut, and you knew it. When will we going to have a physical psychic type sync pair with Psycho Cut? I'm still in this copium. It's 3 years, DeNA. You haven't still introduced a physical psychic type sync pair. And I get that the philosophy that most psychic types must be special, using special attacks, and fighting type moves are mostly physical. I get it. I really get it. Hint special costume Diantha is a special damage dealer. A special damage tech sync pair, with Keldeo having Secret Sword, a signature move, a special move, but it deals damage against the target's defense stats. So it's basically a physical move. Same thing for its Shining Valor Fighting Beam. A special move that deals physical damage. Yeah! Right. The next move is, speaking of which, let's proceed to the next move. Recover. It restores the user's HP by approximately 50% of its maximum HP. Usable on all forms except attack form. Okay. This is a very useful healing move if you're using normal form, speed form, and of course, defense form. Alright. Let's go with Cosmic Power. It raises the user's defense and special defense by 1 stat rank. This move is only available for normal and attack forms. So yeah, once you can use Cosmic Power to raise your defenses. However, I somewhat kind of rarely use Cosmic Power. When I got Sygna, Steven, and Deoxys, I used Cosmic Power to raise their defenses so that before I can attack, so that I could nuke the opponents with with a sync move, which is I'm gonna talk later on. Next is Protect. It applies the damage guard next effect to the user. It's only usable on attack form. We want to use... yeah. And do note that Protect can only be used once. Unless if you're using a... let's see, an MP refresh for Protect. So yeah. You can use it for... it's only usable in attack form. And we're gonna be talking about why. Next is Double Team. It raises the user's evasiveness by 1 stat rank. It's only usable on speed form. You know, makes sense when they use Double Team. It's like when Deoxys in speed form dashes, like it runs around in a circle, it uses after images of itself, like it's going fast. Ho, that's so sneaky. I like it. Then, Iron Defense. It raises the user's defense by 2 stat ranks. It's only usable on defense form. And why Iron Defense? There's cosmic power, right? Well, we're gonna be talking about the passive sooner. Right. So those are Deoxys' moves. The good thing about Sygna Suit Steven and Deoxys, okay, their trainer moves focuses on the forms, the chosen forms. Once you use one selected form, you'll stuck into that form until the end of battle. And most of the sets of moves are Deoxys' moves, which is good. And guess which are, and these are the only moves that has MP. Recover and Protect. Reason why to scout Sygna Suit Steven. It's basically most of its moves don't have MP gauge besides Recover and Protect. So yeah, let's go for their Sync move, Space Rock's Psycho Boost. Of course, Sygna Suit Steven is a rock junkie. Okay, they are a tech sync pair that can change into different forms. So, this is the effect of Space Rock Cycle Boost of their damage. The more the user's stats are raised, the greater the power of this attack. AKA built-in Rising Tide. Okay, if you don't know what Rising Tide is, this is description. But Rising Tide Wolf's description is the more the user's stats are raised, the greater power of the user's sync move. Rising Tide is definitely one of the best sync nuke multipliers in the game. If you got many stat buffs on your Pokemon, it's gonna dish out a great amount of damage. Once use it right, once done right. So be careful for that. Next, yeah, it turns Sygna Suit Steven on one of the best sync nukers in the game. But still, I would prefer trying to compete but can't beat Special Costume Diana. Why is the reason? Number one, Special Costume Diana has a lot of sync move multipliers. And number two, those very low defense stats due to her past 3 passive skills that can lower the opponent's stats and then raise that specific stat with the same number. Ooh, nasty. Excuse me. Right. And yes, usable on all forms. And when you 6-star EX Sygna Suit Steven, it will power it up, and since he's a tech sync pair, he'll get his sync move will be powered up. It will be multiplied by 1.5. Yes, this one, EX'd. That's gonna be nice. Woo! Alright, now that we talk about the moves, now let's talk about the passive skills. This will be each passive skills. Anyway, I better go drink some drink before I can proceed, because I might get exhausted sometimes, okay? Right, I'm back. Alright. Now let's talk about the passive skills of normal form before the chosen trainer move. Yeah, these are the passive skills of Sygna, Steven, and Deoxys before choosing a form. Alright, now, do you see now what passive skill is? Downside up. When the user stats would be lowered, raises the user stats by the same amount instead. This is what used to be his signature passive skill until Sygna Suit Hilda was debuted. And remember this? Remember Psycho Boost? Yeah, every time Deoxys used Psycho Boost, the stat drop effect will become a stat buff instead. Plus, downside up is usable on all forms. Normal form, attack form, speed form, and defense form. They're all usable with this. Imagine when an enemy tries to lower your accuracy, Sygna, Steven, Deoxys will buff the accuracy instead. Ooh, that's gonna be nasty. Here are the two other passive skills. Pinpoint Entry. It raises the user's accuracy by 1 stat rank when it enters a battle. Pinpoint Entry 1 would benefit to Psycho Boost and Zen Headbutt. Since both of them are 90% has a 90% accuracy. So yeah, can only be used once, so there's no need, which is fine since we can use another forms. We can use the trainer form move to transfer to any forms. Excuse me. Next is Entry Freebie. It applies the free move next effect to the user when it enters the battle. Yes, this would benefit all of Deoxys' moves, since most of the forms after using a trainer move for a specific form of choice are all Deoxys' moves, which causes move gauges. So yeah, after choosing a trainer move when entering either forms, you'll get to choose which of the forms for free. So yeah, these are good for pre-chosen forms. Alright, let's go to the normal form's actual passive skills. Let's start with this. Fuel Economy 1. It decreases the amount of move gauge slots the user's Pokemon needs to use moves by 1. Okay, Psycho Boost will become from a 4 gauge move into a 3 gauge move with this. Yeah, this would be a most beneficial form of Sygna suit Steven and Deoxys. When you want to use move gauge management. This sorry. This sync pair is by far the only fuel economy sync pair that I got in the game. Yeah, I do got Ash and Pikachu because of Ash Passion. But we're talking about fuel economy as in a separate passive skill. Next is Aggravation 2. Increases the chance of inflicting the flinching, confuse, or trap conditions with the additional effect of moves. So, remember Zen Headbutt? It has a 10% chance to flinch. Yeah, it's a very weak move, like I said. Not a very weak move in terms of damage. But this is beneficial for its flinching, as long as you land a flinch. Yeah, the good thing about flinching moves, if you don't have staggering, looks like I'm going to use different music. Hang on for now. Excuse me. Alright. Now we're going to discuss on the passive skills of... But before that... attack form, but before that, we're going to be talking about the advantages. Yeah, the most basic and decent form to use. The good thing about it is that, yeah, fuel economy is basically a move gauge friendly passive skill, which you can turn 4 gauge strong moves, 4 gauge moves into 3 gauge moves. Since most of the most powerful attacks costs for move gauge 3 to 4 to be precise. Another advantage of normal form, besides for attack stat, you would have a 2-stand rank 5 Omniboost. Omniboost as in, except for attack, accuracy, and evasiveness. That's good. And yes, among all the forms, Sygna suits Steven and Deoxys in normal form can set up psychic terrain. And yeah, like I said, fuel economy, a move gauge friendly passive skill. And yeah, if you are a lover of flinch, you could use Zen Headbutt if you like Zen Headbutt though. It is a tech sync pair certified form. Excuse me. Now let's go for its disadvantages. Yeah, once after you choosing try this, Psychic Terrain has a limited duration, and you can only be setting up once when choosing this form. Yeah, once Psychic Terrain is gone, oh boy. What are you gonna do now? Looks like it's back to square one. So yeah. Unless if you have another Psychic type Sync pair that can set up Psychic Terrain. Another disadvantage. It does not have any moves or passive skills that involve boosting their critical hit rate without the critical odds +9 crit skill, which can be, spoiler alert, it can be only accessible in 3 out of 5. It is also true to defense form and speed form as well. I already told about this that, yeah. Attack form is the only form of Deoxys that can gain the crit rate to its maximum. Since you know that we already know that every striker must have a crit rate boost. Isn't that right? Base form Steven and Metagross? Like seriously. Why only raise crit when Mega Evolve? Through using Bullet Punch 3 times. At least these form, at least Deoxys beats to it. Alright, now that we're done for the normal form, let's talk about now the passive skills of attack form. Okay, for veteran players, for anyone who watched SPL Gome's video of Scour Skip, Same Suit, Steven, you already know what I'm gonna say, what I'm going to repeat for, especially to newer players as well. Expanded Sync. Okay, what is Expanded Sync means? When the user's Sync move attacks an opponent, the target becomes all opposing Sync pairs. The power of Sync moves affected by this passive skill is not lowered even if there are multiple targets. This is basically the most forte thing about Sygna Suit, Steven, and Deoxys. Since their purpose is damage, DPS, anytime, anywhere. And yes, it's the most highlighted passive skill of attack from Deoxys, since this will turn them into a 6-star EX striker, especially when still in 5-star state, and considering the built-in Rising Tide on their Sync move. So yeah, this makes Sygna Suit, Steven, and Deoxys special. When you use attack to goes into his attack form, they're now a 6-star EX striker. And oh boy, and they're gonna nuke you. And when they aren't EX, the boost of the 1.5 to its Sync move is gonna deal a chunk of damage. That would sound like the crisp of a potato chips. Yeah, he's kind of related. And last but not passive skill of attack form, Power Combo 2. Good thing DeNA just changes the description, the name of the passive skill of attack form Deoxys. It was formerly called Power Chain 2, but we all know Power Chain is a passive skill that relates to Unity bonuses. So DeNA changed it to Power Combo 2. Power Combo 2 increases the user's physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect by 1 rank when its move is successful. This makes attack form very special. Power Combo 2 would be having a chance of 30%. 30%. So yeah, imagine every time Sygna Steven and Deoxys moves become successful, like for example, when it used Cosmic Power Revealing many times, and then Psycho Boost connects with a big chunk of damage, Power Combo 2 would be activated and gave them the physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect to them. But its chances will activate in 30%. Well, yeah, it could benefit Zen Headbutt, but do you really use Zen Headbutt for damage? Seriously, DeNA. When is going to be a physical psychic type damage dealer that makes using a strong psychic type move that is physical? Thank you. Alright, now let's go for the advantages. The strongest form in terms of DPS, a very high attack and special attack stats. Like in the main series games, attack form Deoxys is the most powerful, the strongest form of Deoxys in terms of damage. Attack form is straightforward, deal damage. And I'm gonna say to you, guys, this is the most overused form of Deoxys. If you don't have Sygna Lusamine, but you have Sygna Steven, the only form that are mostly used is attack form. And no one is using Giovanni and Mega Mewtwo Y again. They really have good DPS. And we're going to see why they're the strong, why Sygna Steven and Deoxys, attack form Deoxys is the strongest psychic types DPS in the game. The mostly overused form of Deoxys. Yes, like I said, nuke all opponents thanks to expanded save. And yes, like I said, it's basically all reliable. I mostly use it, you guys mostly use it, everyone wants to use it. So yeah. And can take on free hit from attacks, moves, and take half damage from sync moves using Protect. Yeah! That's the use of Protect. Be careful that you can only be used once. If you're not giving the MP refresh and a grid skill to it. And yes, raise their crit rate to maximum. Strikers in Pokemon Masters EX must have kits that revolves in raising their crit rate. And yes, Strike Sync Pair certified for. Let's talk about the disadvantages. Yep. To become the strongest, it takes a price. You'll become a glass cannon. At least attack from Deoxys is way better than Pheromosa. Yes, Lusamine and Pheromosa can deal damage. But the problem is, Pheromosa is so frail. Just one hit, you're done. At least the advantage about Sygna, Steven, and attack from Deoxys over Lusamine and Pheromosa is that they have Protect. That's the purpose of Protect. First thing is that you might need to set up Protect before the enemy sync pair is going to use their sync move. Especially when you're doing what is it again? Oh yeah, Champion Stadium. And yes, it can only be used once. Let me check if there's Protect. Guys, I forgot something that I was wrong. Wanna know why? I forgot that there is no MP refresh for Protect. I'm so sorry, guys. Take note. I'll repeat that. You can only use Protect once. I've almost forgot. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, I was doing impromptu for this live stream, which is fine. At least I have freedom. Hey, yeah! Zen Headbutt! Unless if you want to use the Power Combo 2's effect, make sure the RNG is on your side, and once the Zen Headbutt's gonna stack more damage, it's gonna be good. Yeah. Newsflash, let's admit that Psycho Boost is basically the most powerful damage move of Significant Steven. Why even bother? Anyway, I might do something here. If we get to the potential expansion ideal concept expansion grid skill slide. Alright, now let's go proceed to Defense 4. This gains stat share 9. When a status move used by the user's Pokemon raises its stats only, it has a 100% chance of raising the same amount for all allied Syncers instead. This is a very good passive skill. Aaron and Vesiclin has this. The good thing about Stat Share 9 is that it's a very useful support skill that can grant you a very usable boost when it comes to a Pokemon's moves. They become an AoE raising a stat boost. Just so you know. Alright. And yes, Iron Defense can only raise your defense stat by 2 stat ranks. But that doesn't end here. Team Mind raising Infliction plus 9. This is the reason. It has a 100% chance of raising the special defense of all allied sync pairs by 2 stat ranks when the user's Pokemon uses a status move. So, every time Deoxys when you use Iron Defense, when it gets successful, Team Mind Raising Infliction plus 9 will come into effect, which does not only raises your defense stat by 2, but also raises your special defense stat by 2 thanks to this passive skill. And yes, Iron Defense, yeah, it could be benefit on Recover, but is perfect. These 2 passive skills can only be effective with Iron Defense only. It benefits Iron Defense. That's it. Let's go to the advantages. It has the highest defense of all Deoxys forms, just like in the main games. So yeah, it's one of the tankiest forms in the game. You could use defense form as a tank. Yeah, it is a support sync pair certified form. As we all know, support sync pairs must have a very high, very fair, acceptable defense and special defense stats. Or any other support boost. That's what's good about tanks. Next is it can boost the entire team's offensive stats, attack and special attack by 4 after using its trainer move for choosing defense form. Yeah, when you choose defend, your entire team's attack stat and special attack stat will be increased by 4. 4 stat breaks. It was on the fly. And yes, it will gonna be a damage card next. After using its trainer move when using defense form. Yeah, technically, defense form is automatically using protect. Boom! Yeah, it can raise the entire team's defensive stats. And yes, it can heal itself when the HP has been reduced using Recover for survivability. If it gets low, you can use Recover to make yourself very, very tanky. Recover and bam! Health is back. Now let's go for disadvantages. In terms of offensive stats, yeah, you expect defense form. It sacrifices its offenses. However, it can still attack and keep up with the right skill. And we would know what it is. Defense form can damage, guys. But I gotta say, you could use attack form if you're obsessed with damage. Yeah, it could take hits as well, but once a very strong critical hit, oh boy. So be careful. If you choose a lucky skill other than that is not vigilance, defense form is going to take crit. It's going to be taking critical hits. It will hit by a massive, by critical hits. Even though it's got defense, but it's still fair, not gonna lie. It will still keep up. So no worries. And yes, defense form, unfortunately, if you don't have these skills, status immunity, if it's not status immunity, you're likely going to burn, poison, sleep, paralyze, or get frozen. Especially when you use defense form to tank, and then being afflicted by a Go Viral 9 status staller. So be careful. Unless you could use another support sync pair that has a follow me effect, that becomes the center of attention to the opponents. And unless if it has status immunity or interference immunity. Speaking of interference immunity, there it is! And yeah, it's going to be inflicted by interference conditions like trap, damage, confusion, and flinch if you don't have interference immunity. Alright, now let's go proceed to speed form. It's passive skills. Afflictor's Fervor 2. It reduces the sync move countdown by 2 the first time the user's Pokemon uses a status move in each battle. Alright. So yeah. When using speed form, you use recover or mostly double team. Afflictor's Fervor 2 will be in full effect. It's going to reduce your sync move countdown by 2 every time you use a status move. And yes, you have Catalytic Infliction. It applies the move gauge acceleration effect to the allied field of play the first time the user's Pokemon uses a status move each battle. So yeah, you'll have a move gauge acceleration after using a status move. So yeah, it'll make yourself go freaking fast. So these two passive skills, speed form benefits two moves, recover and double team. Unfortunately, double team is the only move that would benefit these two. It's mostly used than recover. We'll find out why it is. Let's go for the advantages. Yeah, this one is the very, very fast. This forms. Because it said speed form. Until Regieleki stole its title. Like how Brock Lesnar destroys or eradicates the Undertaker's undefeated streak. That's emotional damage. Well, at least it's fast. Next. It has an average higher defensive stat than normal form, making it the most balanced form of all of Deoxys forms. So yeah, once you use Speed Form, its defensive stats, defense and special defense would increase. You could use Speed Form as a tanker as well, especially when it has an evasiveness when using Double Team. As long as it evades the attacks when the opposing sync pair misses their move, that would be a very fun, somewhat a very fun form if you want to use it. And yes, it can reduce the sync move countdown by a trainer move and selecting any of Deoxys' status moves, in which allows strikers with transformation chance change forms, by the way, via their sync move. So, strikers with transformation via sync move. This is the call. This is the form. He would benefit those strikers that can rely on transformation after using a sync move, because after transformation they will gain passive skills. Might be better passive skills, maybe better moves, better movesets, or better stats. Mostly on the offensive side of things. Alright. A double team does not only raises Deoxys' invasiveness, but also can raise the entire team's speed stat by 1 via the grid skill Double Team Pep Rally 1. So every time Deoxys uses Double Team, it will grant a speed buff on the entire team by 1 stat rank. It will make some of these strikers faster and better, as long as they have the speed. Now let's go for their disadvantages. Let the music stop. Okay, now let's go to its disadvantages. Like I said, it's only 2 of the passive skills only benefit for 1 status move. Double Team. And yeah, when you read the description, the first time means only once. Only one. Once per battle. In other words, those 2 passive skills can only be activated once. After that, it's no more. It's not going to be repeated ever again. And yes, Pep Rally 1 for Double Team can only raise the entire team's speed stat thrice only, because Speed Form gains 3 stat ranks for evasiveness. Yeah, after choosing Trainer Move Faster to use Speed Form, not only maximizing its speed stat to its maximum by 6 stat ranks, it raises their evasiveness stat by 3. So you can only use Double Team thrice. Especially when Sygna suits Steven and Deoxys has downside up. So, and turning debuffs into buffs. Into stat buffs, which is, yeah, you can only use thrice unless once or twice, unless if you mean someone's trying to lower your basic. Yeah, even though, despite the mentioned disadvantages, Sygna Steven is still the best Psych-type unit in the game, with versatility and jack-of-all-trades playstyle as his main gimmick. So, who cares about those? You'll use him anyway. I mean, disadvantage could stop us until when his kid is spawned, there's nothing wrong. Alright. Which are the lucky skills that you could give to Sygna Steven? Here mostly is lucky skills. When you're going to feed him the cookies. Lucky cookies. This is mostly a mostly used lucky skill. Critical Strike 2. We all know how DPS reliant Sygna Steven is. He's so DPS reliant. So yeah, the reason why you're going to choose with Critical Strike 2. Especially, mostly attack form. Yeah, considering that you maxed up your critical hit rate. Which is a plus. Next, Vigilance. If you don't like attack form, but if you want him to use a support move, if you want him as a support, if you want to take hits, you can use defense form and speed form with Vigilance. The good thing is, you'll protect yourself from critical hits. It's not gonna knock you down unless of a certain overpowered move. Another lucky skill, if you're going to be sticking to defense form, yeah, you could use status immunity. I mostly give to my supports. Leaf, Sygna Suit Morty, maybe Professor Sycamore, I don't know. And yes, I even give Red and Snorlax, and even Glacia and Glalie. A very good lucky skill to have. And yes, my Sygna Suit Serena has this on. Yes, Sygna Suit Serena has this grid skill. Considering, Badly Poison is still more Bane than Sleep, more Bane than Burn, and even more Bane than Paralysis. Yeah, Paralysis is more of a deadly force to be reckoned with, but Badly Poison's effect of reducing your HP one by one gets stronger and stronger. It's so... oh my gosh. Just don't do it. Just be careful with it. Yeah! And yeah. Interference immunity. If you hate flinch, trap, and confusion. Maybe I should give it to my Aaron and Vesiclin. If I still have enough, a guaranteed purple 5-star lucky cookies. I haven't been grinding on the legendary gauntlet for those cookies since. So yeah, those are the lucky skills that I would going to recommend. Now let's go proceed to his grid skills. Alright, here are his grid skills. 4 move gauge refresh trees for each move. If you don't know what move gauge refresh tree is, here's its subscription. I should say description. I forget my It has a 40% chance of charging the user's move gauge by 1 when a move is successful. So every time Sygna, Steven, and Deoxys successfully uses any of their moves, they will restore 1 move gauge into by 1. I'll show you. Yeah. And this grid skill was shared by 4 of the following moves each: Psycho Boost, Zen Headbutt, Recover, and Cosmic Power. Allow me to show here in Pokemon Tools. Hang on. Alright. Okay, can you see in 1 out of 5? MGR3s are available in 1 out of 5. So yeah, he got everything when it comes to move gauge, which is not fine, but hey. Now let's go back here. Alright, 1 out of 5. His 1 out of 5 grid is very decent and move gauge friendly due to those grid skills. As long as its moves has been used successfully, yeah, he's still fine. 1 out of 5 signatures, Steven. I've been disconnected. What am I gonna tell? Alright, here are his grid skills available in 2 out of 5. He's got Move Gauge Refresh 9 for Double T. Okay, Move Gauge Refresh 9 is definitely one of my favorite skills. The good thing about it is every time when your move is successful, your move gauge will be restored by 1. Automatically, 100% chance. It's usable for supports like Leaf and Eevee, and at the same time, and other supports. Aaron and Vestiquin. And yes, Decisive has Move Gauge Refresh 9 first. I think, what is it again? Oh yeah! MGR 9 for Glaciate, if I recall correctly. If I'm wrong, oh well. However, one move gauge is good and all, it's not necessarily needed. Because, you know, double team causes 1 move gauge only. So, if you got 1 move gauge, it's fine. You don't need another one to restore, unless if you need to. Just mostly focus on move gauges that cost 3, 2, 3, or 4. Unless if you want to use it as a move gauge battery, but it's not. Double team move gauge refresh 9 is not recommended to use. And yes, Pep Rally 1. Remember when I said, yeah. It raises the speed of all allied same pairs by 1 set rank when the move is successful. Yeah, whenever I mention about speed forms,